So this is how I'm gonna decide the name of my vlog series. Positive words that start with M. Malarkey, Malaise, Miss Kristina's magic.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Miss Kristina's mayhem. Majestic, marvelous, miraculous mayhem. Made of money. Miss Kristina's made of money. I like mayhem. My name's Miss Kristina. I like fitness, I like fashion, and I like my life. Welcome to my mayhem. This week, I'm just going to introduce the series to you. So I have not vlogged before. I've not done anything of that nature. So my partner Jesse, he builds and makes like artwork out of metal. And so all of that noise you can hear in the background is him building, but let me show you what he's doing. Say hi. What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Making stuff.
What are you making?
Art.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Jessie. This is my partner of, how many years are we dating?
Shouldn't you know?
Maybe.
3.5.
3.5? Jesse used to live in Sydney and I shipped him down to Canberra to live with me. But we met at a bodybuilding show. Do you want to tell them the story of how we met?
Well, you were competing.
Yeah.
And I was helping out there. Yeah, we just talked throughout the day. And then
Tell them the real story.
she hung around at the end of the day and I couldn't pick up on the hint that she was waiting for me to ask for her number. So I didn't, but then I added her on social medias and then she messaged me.
Okay, so that's his version of the story right now for you guys. My version of the story, which his friends will also vouch for, is that from the moment he saw me, he was in love.
Right, yeah.
And I was hanging around you because you were being really helpful because I didn't know what I was doing. I hadn't competed for a few years. And when I was side of stage, I was dancing and Jesse started dancing with me and that's how we bonded.
I like to move it. I like to...
And I didn't want to move to Sydney. He didn't want to move to Canberra. So we compromised and he moved to Canberra. Jesse's going to come with me and be my date for registration in Sydney. So we've got him a matching tie that Mum's made and a matching pocket square that's the same colour as my dress. That's the first time you'll be my date for registration.
Yeah.
For WFF show.
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah, sure.
He loves it. I'm just gonna try and film this. I'm gonna be vlogging this year. I am a fitness model and I am also a posing and presentation coach. I have been in the fitness industry for about 10 years. I started out doing purist bodybuilding shows and have worked my way up to doing international fitness modeling shows. Currently in preparation for WBFF World 2023 in Las Vegas. I am super stoked to be able to compete in this show. I'm also doing the WBFF Australia July show in Sydney, which has just moved to the ICC in Darling Harbour. Super exciting. It used to be at the Concourse in Chatswood and they've just moved it to a bigger venue, bigger, better. The WBFF Australia does not stop evolving, as does the WBFF Entertainment. Super excited for my preps this year. So please stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you the good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully I can provide some kind of education along the way. If you've never stepped on stage before, you're a seasoned competitor, you're looking to change and move and compete with the WBFF, this will be the series for you. I'm going to go through it all. Anything you want to see, anything you want to hear about, comment down below. Anyway, this is Steve. You want to meet Steve? This is Steven. Say hi. He's a little bit camera shy. He's also not allowed on the beds. I myself has been, I guess, on stage since I was tiny. So I used to dance when I was younger, all through probably my primary school years. I danced in the Disneyland Parade, workshops on Broadway, always adored being on stage. I actually used to spend about 10 hours a week in class dancing. Kind of known the stage since I was young. I had a back injury when I was about 16, so I slipped a disc in my lower back and I just found that I couldn't really move, and I stopped dancing when I got to about year 11 and 12 because I was focusing on my tertiary studies, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, majored in Marketing Studies, and that was intense as it is. I was starting to get my ATAR, which I don't know what the US equivalent of an ATAR is. Is it your GED? No, that's your graduation diploma. Whatever the equivalent is to allow you to go to university. I was prepping for that, so my tertiary studies. And so I stopped dancing, but I started going to the gym. And a funny story about what got me into the gym was my dad has always trained. So ever since I was young, you know, I remember him going to the gym 3 days a week was always his thing, and he would bike ride as well. He actually took me to the PCYC when I was like 12, and I used to go rock climbing there. And I remember he encouraged me to go into the gym, and I would pick up weights and put them back down, and I thought that was kind of but it'd always been normal. So I thought, okay, if I'm not dancing anymore, let's try and train. And so I started training at an all-women's gym, Fernwood Fitness, and I moved way up to Club Lime, which they have here in Australia, which is just like your standard franchise gym. And I started they had Club Pink and Club Lime, and Club Pink was the women's area. And so I started in Club Pink, and then I moved to working in Club Lime. And now, for the last 10 years, the longest I've taken off the gym is 4 weeks when I went overseas to Croatia. The most I'll have downtime, you know, a few days if I have to, if I'm unwell. Absolutely love it, I adore it. And yeah, I just want to thank my dad who got me into it from a very young age. Fun photos I have here. My dad, my mum, and me, and one of my competitions. My sister, who is a makeup artist. Jesse when he was jacked. That was one of the first photo shoots we ever did. Cute. So, a bit of a personal story about me. I have just recently gone through a bit of a tough time. I was diagnosed with melanoma in front of my left ear, and that came quite as a shock. Our family doesn't have a history of melanoma. It was a bit scary and I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I've actually just in the past 2 weeks gone through surgery for what's called a wide excision of the area. So they diagnose the melanoma. They then say, well, we need to make sure there's no spread. So we need to take around more area around where it was diagnosed because you're more likely to have a recurrence of melanoma. They then also took out some lymph nodes because of where it was. There's a lot of lymph nodes around your head and neck area. So they had to remove those just to be cautious and careful. They did a skin graft on my left hip. So it was a quite major surgery. It happened to me 16 weeks out from my WBFF July show. So in prep, and I had 2 weeks off the gym where I couldn't train, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. So it was a really tough, scary, crappy time. And I think I'm just gonna be very proud of myself if I even get on stage this year, which I'm going to do. You know, once I've committed, I don't want to pull out. I still have now 13 weeks in front of me to really smash my prep for the July show. Yeah, it's been a hard journey, and my mum is here with me, who also has some stitches in her forehead and the side of her neck as well, because she had some potential issues. And you've had skin cancer.
I have.
Yourself.
Yes, on this cheek.
That cheek and your nose?
And my nose, yes.
And yours was a BCC.
Yes.
So they run in our family.
We have light skin, which doesn't like the Australian sun.
Yeah.
So the BCCs are quite common. Melanoma is not. Need to cut it out, get it checked and see what it is.
And I still have a journey, so I still have the scars need to heal, which I'm going to happen all through my prep. I still have to go back in for a checkup in a month. I then have to go back and see another specialist because I'm so young to see if I'm likely to have a recurrence as well. So it's a really big road ahead of me. Proud of myself for how I've dealt with it, but obviously, you know, it does bring up a lot of emotion. And so I think just this year, I'm just taking it as I'm all clear now. So given all clear, there's nothing else remaining, no more cancer in me. So I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want this year and have a bloody good year.
Indeed.
And push forward with my WBFF July show and push forward with Worlds then in August. Nothing's gonna stop me from doing it.
You got it checked. It's now gone. Time to move on.
Yeah.
And enjoy what's in front of you.
Get your skin checked, kids.
Indeed.
No, sorry, I just turned 20 and I wanted to get up on stage and bleh. I'm not gonna be able to film this, am I?